Hello ladies and gentlemen, Green here and welcome to another video. We're going to take a look at some Hush gameplay to see how his basic attack hits work, his special works. This is not official gameplay, this has been released by a data miner. You can see his name on the screen, Yerod. So I'll put a link to his channel in the description in the pinned comments. So we're going to take a look at this. Again, we can't really tell how strong the character is out of this gameplay. This is only to get a feel of his basic attack hits and his abilities. So I'm going to just let this play without stopping it, and then we might stop it and watch it in slow motion. So far the gameplay looks very similar. The swipe is literally, I think the whole thing of the character is Red Hood. He's built on top of the Red Hood character model, and I was expecting that. The jump attack, I think it's actually, I haven't jumped too many times with Red Hood, but I'm pretty sure the jump attack and the ranged attack are different. The ranged attack, I think I'm sure of. And boy, he fires 2 shots, 4 shots with the ranged attack. Like, it's still most likely not gonna be viable. It's still most likely not gonna be used, but this is one of the better ranged attacks I've seen. But yeah, fires 4 hits, that's definitely one of the more interesting things. And it's basically the same animations as Red Hood, but though it looks a little bit weird, because Red Hood's got a knife. And, okay, that's the special one there. The animation looks smooth. It's not too long, not too short, has multiple instances of damage, so that's what we can see. But yeah, the basic attack hit animation look kind of weird, because Red Hood's got a knife, and he's basically doing the moves that Red Hood was doing with the knife with the pistol. And boy, after all that pistol mashing, how is the gun even working at that point, my dudes? But yeah, the only thing I really care, to be honest, is how smooth those are. Okay, so here he's used his special 2, which is free. Is going to heal him and is going to switch him from offensive stance to defensive stance. And as you can see, it is actually going to cost some energy. Why does that thing cost energy? Like, as far as it's seen in the abilities kind of thing, that thing was free, but it apparently costs 3 bars of energy. So that's something. The super move is going to be exactly the Red Hood one. I guess it works fine because he's not using his knives in the super move anyway. But yeah, this was yet again to be expected. We got Aquaman here with 1 stack of Nemesis. Nemesis is his passives. Like, he's going to increase, basically do a lot of things to increase his damage and or his defensive capabilities against the target, depending on which stance he is on. He can switch stance with the special tree. And yet again, a question that I have about this dude and will not be answered in this video, sadly, is if depending on his stance, he will get some crit chance and crit damage, and it's plus a certain percentage. I'm wondering if those can overlap to the point where it has more crit damage than maximum and more crit chance than maximum. Because if he does that, that crit damage additional is basically going to be damage, because that's how crit damage work. Okay, so you can see there it's secure stance pretty much that he's in. As far as where he starts in, or I don't know if he changed the stance this fight, but the passive said that he starts in offensive stance. And it seems like the special 2 now is free. Okay, that was a special trait. I do like the fact that it's got multiple instances of damage, because yet again you get far better outcomes of crit when that happens there. Was that to swipe down with the multiple shots there? Yeah, I think that's a swipe down, and he hits... The swipe down is very different from Red Hood as well. Okay, you saw kind of some blood dripping or some red animation beneath that dude. Okay, so now he's switched his stance. He's also going to get a power boost, I think, as he enters offensive stance, or in general, with that special 2. Okay, so this is the end of the video. Now let's try to slow this down and to dissect it better. Let's go on 0.5 speed. And yeah, it's basically the same basic attacks as Red Hood, but boy, it does look weird when he's taking the gun, mashing it to the dude's head. Okay, 1, 2, 3, swipe right. That's the swipe right. Looks like a fine swipe right. Looks like a far-reaching enough swipe right. The swipe back animation is smooth, and we have had that problem with Deathstroke, so I'm glad that's not gonna be the thing. He gets hit there. The jump attack hits a lot of times. And it seems like he's got a smooth transition from a jump attack into a block, and that can be important at points. Yet again, the back off is smooth and it's very long range. We see there the 4 shots that are fired with a range ability. You're yet again most likely never going to see ranged attacks used, but it's one of the better ones that we've seen, I can tell that much. Jump attack in there. Gonna get hit here a bit. Okay. Now he's going to back off yet again. Getting hit yet again. There's the Reflect passive. He's got a passive similar to Nightmare Batman, but his doesn't go all the way up to... Neither Nightmare Batman's one does, but he can reflect pretty much anything, not only basic attack hits. So it's basically worse than Nightmare Batman's Reflect passive when it comes to the amount that it reflects back. But it is better in terms of the fact that it can also reflect specials. Okay, that special looked fine. It seems like in the last fight, we saw the Nemesis debuff being applied to the next enemy as he killed an enemy with the special. Maybe the enemy that got tagged in at that point got hit with some of the special, but over here it did not get applied. You can hear there's some reflect going on. It's going to do the special 1 there. He's in assault stance, as we can see that there. And you can see 1 stack because this guy has got Nemesis on, and you're going to get stacks built. So how it seems to work, and this is important, after you use a special, you're going to build certain stacks of Nemesis, and each stack is going to give you a percentage of bonuses. Defensive bonuses if you're in the defense stance, offensive bonuses if you're in the offensive stance, and it seems like you're going to get those stacks, and those are going to disappear as soon as Nemesis disappears from the enemy. But you can reapply Nemesis to the enemy to make sure it doesn't expire, and you look like you're going to keep those stacks. We haven't seen more than 1 stack active at a time. Like, the main question about this thing is if the buffs are going to be something like All Blades, where each one of them is going to have their own separate cooldown, or if it's going to be something like Burning Effect applied on the enemy, where as long as you don't lose the debuff in the first place, it stacks. Because we know for a fact, as far as I remember, that it stacks from what it says on his passive, though yet again the passives don't really work as intended every single time. But yeah, this was kind of everything that I had to dissect for this dude. Again, by watching this, we can't tell anything in terms of how viable he's going to be or anything like that, but as far as I can tell, he seems to play pretty smoothly, and I do like that. Again, the pistols smashing to the head looks kind of weird, if you ask me, but he looks good. He looks like an enjoyable character to play. Now, if he pulls the number is a question that we can only wait and see in order to answer, but all that being said, that was for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Yet again, I'll leave links to Hero's channel in the description in the pinned comment, so make sure to check it out, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.